Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
And I'm Johnny Five.
And I'm Haley.
And I'm Annie.
And why are you Johnny Five tonight? That was a mouthful, wasn't it?
Man,
that
took forever.
It was like a train of names.
Right?
Yeah.
Better than a train of fools. Is that? I don't know if that's the song. Get that confused all the time. I'm Johnny Five because we're 5 days away from Doctor Who, and there are 5 syllables in Peter Capaldi, and I'm looking forward to that.
And they're doing the prequel tonight in movie theaters, right?
Yeah. But
I thought I had that.
It's rewatching like the last 2 episodes of the last season.
Oh, is that all the prequel is?
Yeah. It's a lead up. It's like
They're
when they did the
all
marathon of the
the
Avengers.
seasons.
So why are they
And
calling
then-
it a prequel if it's really just...
There is one.
Oh, there is a
the last
prequel.
episode plus a prequel.
Oh, okay.
So there's-
I'm wrong then.
There's like a middle episode that's between the 2 seasons in? Is that basically what a prequel is?
It's like 15 minutes long or something. I don't think it's like a full...
Oh, so it's like... Okay.
Speaking of between 2 episodes,
Should we tell people to Octothorpe first?
Octothorpe at us.
Yes.
Octothorpe at our Twitter account.
Hashtag Geeks Corner on Twitter, and we will include you in the show.
Not hashtag Geeks Corner on Twitter.
We already
Go to
actually
Twitter,
have
hashtag
a
Geeks Corner.
really cool picture that got tweeted at us just as the show started that was from Miss Bailey C, who says, I may have asked my friend to draw this because I'm never letting go of the fact that Johnny Five is a Sith. And it's a
Awesome.
Sith penguin.
Nice.
Isn't
It's
that,
also on the screen
that's
now.
it's on the
That is
screen
epic.
there now too, and that is awesome.
Huh.
Very cool. You need to print that out, I feel like.
Is that the Emperor Penguin Palpatine?
Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, you were going to say something about something of in
Yeah,
betweens.
that fits. Speaking of
'Cause we went
something
all
that
over the
comes
place.
between things that's not in our order, Star Wars Uprising launched, which is a game that's free on
It's a
iOS
mobile.
and things, and it takes place between Episode 6 and Episode 7. But it
Are
takes
there
place.
spoilers, or have you
No,
played it yet?
because that's
Okay.
the thing. Is Episode 7 takes place 20 years after Episode
30.
6. 30? Okay, there you go. This game clearly takes place like right after Episode 6.
Oh, cool.
So this is just laying like the political foundation.
Of everything crumbling
Yeah,
and rediscovering
yeah.
itself
Well,
and whatever.
No spoilers because you learn this like in the
I'm just making
in the
stuff up.
intro. No, it starts in a planet that doesn't know the Emperor has died. Like they are saying, anybody who's saying this is lying to you. It's propaganda. Don't
Cool.
listen to that. So you're seeing how the effects of everything is happening.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. And what kind of a game is it? Is like
It's a RPG
Okay.
dungeon thing. One of the first characters
just bring
you
back
meet, by the
X-Wing.
way,
That's all I really care about.
I do. This
You
is
get to fly an
important.
X-Wing.
This is important for our fans to know. Is
Yes.
One of the first characters you meet is a gang lord named Happy Dap.
Happy what?
Happy Dap. D-A-P-P.
My sister said that to me. I did see that part. She was like, this was funny.
So you spend most of your time communicating with a character named Happy Dap.
That's
What
weird.
about
I just
Sassy Dap?
No, Sassy Dap is ours.
different thing.
Hashtag Sassy Daps.
Caitlin had a new version though.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was, but it was a combination of sassy and another word. It was snassy. That's what it was.
Hashtag
what
Geeks
it was.
Corner. Hashtag Sassy
Um,
Daps.
And
Good luck.
Jason Awesome, did you see the video he shared this week? Since we're looking at the Twitter right now, he did a really cool thing with the Mario Brothers, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Maybe he can tweet it at us again right now, Jason. And
With
that would
hashtag
be-
Snassy Daps.
Sure, and preferably Geeks Corner so we actually see it.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's actually get to what's on the show.
Yeah, I just
the
like to
first
throw in
off,
things.
as you can see on our lovely illustrated board, what is it called?
It's chalkboard.
Chalkboard, I guess. Our handwritten chalkboard. The board of Geek.
Our geek boredom.
Our geek boredom. Frozen, the musical, is replacing Aladdin. So she's got frozen things coming out of Aladdin's magical lamp. So there's only a certain amount of time that lamp will remain magical, as Frozen next summer will be coming to the Hyperion Theater at Disney California Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So Johnny wanted to talk about this.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
mentioned last week, so fire away.
I'm actually going to stop being Johnny for now because I want to be Frank. I have been planning that joke all week.
I'm sure you have.
am actually not upset about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make some waves here. I'm not
Good.
upset about
Sith,
it
keep
because I remember when California Adventure opened. I went to California Adventure all the time when it was first opened, and the Hyperion Theater had a rotating roster of shows. I remember seeing Blast. I don't remember all the
I
shows,
loved
but they're
Blast. That
Blast
was so fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it had its run, and then it went away, and something else came in. It's like how the Fantasyland Theater used to be, and still kind of is, but it's slowing down how frequently they change the shows. So I love the Hyperion being like the Pantages in Hollywood, where you can go see an awesome show, and then the run is over, and then another awesome show comes in.
So do you really think, though, Frozen's only going to be here for a short run, or do you think it's going to be another... I think it's going to be here at least a decade.
Yeah, but Aladdin has been in that theater for 13 years.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to be here that long.
You know, we got away from doing the rotation, and I love Aladdin. I think it's a great show. I think it's had its run. I think it's had a very successful run, and, you know, I will be sad that I don't get to go see that, but I believe that Frozen will be a good show. I have a lot of faith in that, because all the other versions...
What do you think about repeatability?
Going to see it multiple times? Mm-hmm. I don't know, because I've seen Aladdin hundreds of times.
Yeah, and I go back because I think the genie is always funny.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You know, whatever's going on in the world, Genie's going to have some way of sneaking it into the show. Do you think they'll do that with Olaf or something?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Do you honestly think they're not going to do that with
And
Olaf?
then here's for you two, because you're the creative costuming type people. How do you bring Olaf to the stage?
That's what I want to see. I want him to be a puppet. I want him to be the Iago.
Better than the Fantasy Fair show.
Yeah, because that scares me a little bit. It's creepy. And we've talked about that before.
It has its roots in theater
Disney
tradition.
I like the puppet idea, though.
They have become so brilliant with their costuming. Not for that, because that's supposed to be silly and vaudeville, that kind
and
of thing.
scary.
But I mean, think about what they did with the Aladdin Prince Ali parade. I mean, they had the elephant that he rides on, the Lion King.
So you think it's going to be a puppet of some sort?
I hope so, because I love puppetry on the stage.
Plus, it's a character that falls apart frequently, so you have
you
to
could
have
really do a lot with that.
Yeah.
So.
And you could use different puppets throughout the show, too. Because you could use a marionette, you could use, you know, a rod puppet. Like, you could... It'd be the same components, but put together different ways. And that could be really funny.
The other thing I'm looking forward to is, like, I've seen a lot of people pointing out, like, Frozen is everywhere, but you could also make the same case for Aladdin. You know, you got Aladdin in a couple parades, and the genie is everywhere.
I think we could have said the two big ones in my head in the last 15, 20 years that were the same way is Lion King. Remember for a while, Lion King was literally every direction you looked. Like, I remember walking into the stores.
They had a Lion King
must have been a
parade,
little bit over a decade ago. It was right after the Lion Parade, so maybe 15 years ago. And literally everything was Lion King in every store. Like, you just found Lion King everywhere.
Did they take over existing things? I don't remember them taking over existing attractions and putting Lion King facades on things.
I don't think they had that technology.
Yeah, I bet they would if they could. I really think the difference between Lion King
Jungle Cruise.
Then also, you know, Winnie the Pooh for a couple of years was literally plastered over everything, and they did take over some stuff for that. And Beauty and the Beast was everywhere for a while too. And I just think the marketing has, like, they could do so much more now than they could do 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever.
But my hope is, like, there's already a couple of Frozen shows.
Dream big.
Right?
They
There's a
get rid
couple
of the
of
other
Frozen
ones.
shows. There's the Fantasy Fair. There's the
I
sing-along.
like that one.
I love the Fantasy Fair one.
Yeah, that
but
one's funny.
You have to agree with me that any show that you see of Frozen right now stars the actual Elsa and Anna, who are great at being princesses, but aren't born and raised, like, studied the art and craft of performing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So to put, like, cast members on stage who are doing a musical and doing the
song and
rendition.
dance number.
Exactly. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing performers bring these characters to life, honoring the princesses who are, you know,
instead of Mr. Jones and Mr. Smith singing Let It Go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are things going on.
You can tell they're trained, though. They're trained musicians.
Yeah,
well, those
absolutely.
two are, but the girls don't sing in
the
that show.
princesses
Right.
on. So I'm looking forward to seeing, like,
full-on singing, dancing from all of the characters, as opposed to Mr. Smythe and Mr. Jones do all the singing and dancing, and then they're supplemented with Anna and Elsa. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I actually think it could be a really good rendition of Frozen 2 because it'll probably be 45 minutes, which to me is a much better length than a full-length feature.
Yeah.
And better than, like, a 20-minute show too. Like, you need to really stretch it out, but not the whole
the
thing.
Fantasyland Fair one does go a little, or Fantasy Fair goes kind of fast, and there's parts where they could probably gone a little bit more, but
explain some things.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, we're not completely losing Aladdin either. There still is the Broadway show that was based on
well, and
what
this
was
isn't
at
the
High
first
Period.
time they've tried to get rid of the show.
It's not going to be technically gone forever. You're still going to be able, if it comes on tour, you can see it. You can buy the soundtrack. They have both the Broadway soundtrack and the Hyperion show
Nice.
I think on iTunes. I know that I've
said
heard
it
it.
used to. I don't know if it still is.
But I mean, you can still go see it on stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's not completely gone. So
Same
that's
thing
any
with
consolation.
It is not on YouTube anymore. They made us pull it down, but maybe we'll put it on Daily Motion or something.
If they don't watch this show and hear you say that, and then they'll wait for you to do it.
It's not up anywhere right now for us because they made us pull it down. So I don't know. We should be able to have it up, but that's okay. Anything else about Frozen? Are we excited about this? I just hope we get
Anyone
the
want
Muppets
to disagree
back.
with me?
I just want the
expecting there to
Muppets
be
back.
a lot more resistance.
Like, I feel like Aladdin's run its course too, so I've been wanting something different. Like, I enjoy.
I haven't
Aladdin,
gone
but
and
wanting
seen it in a
something
long
different.
time.
And now there's a good reason to go back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
See
feeling
it
it's
one
going to
more
be
time.
packed now.
I'm curious how long it can keep people coming in. Like that'll be the interesting thing to me is what's the repeatability, how often or how long does that show stay full every show for how many years does that last?
It'll be interesting because Frozen is notoriously drawing in the younger crowd that wants to sing along. But that is also I'm just saying that's who goes to see Frozen.
Because that's great in live theater.
But also, the Hyperion shows are the kinds of shows that group does not like sitting through. So
Because it's so long.
yeah, so who knows? Like that demographic's going to be torn between I want to see Frozen, but I don't want to sit there for 40 minutes.
Jenny
and
has
how
an
does that
interesting
juggle?
point here too. Is she says I want an original song in the new Frozen show.
For
That
Kristoff.
would be good.
With the
Kristoff needs a song.
hashtag Let Kristoff sing.
Yes!
Yes! We all know this!
Yes.
Why can't I have a real song?
Yeah. It'll be fun to see all of them come to life.
Do you
And
think they're going to like cut and splice things out from the movie in order to give him a song? Like in the Aladdin one, we have
They add
Jasmine
the
have
new
a
song.
song, but we don't have Abu at all. We don't
Yeah.
acknowledge Abu.
Or
like,
Raja.
is Sven gonna leave? Are we
No,
gonna like
Sven-
miss characters?
Sven is
at
part of
all?
Kristoff. You
That's
can't have
true.
Kristoff without
That's
Sven.
true. Like, are we gonna cut other people out
You
in
could
order
cut-
to make way for that?
Frankly, you could cut Oaken. Like, he's a
you
great
could
part
cut
of the show.
Oaken, you could cut the
movie,
Duke
but-
out.
you really
Yeah.
don't need the parents.
You need the Duke of Weaseltown.
Do you? I mean, honestly, do you need that part? Because I think you could just move past all that.
No, you have to have the transition between the young Anna and Elsa.
Wait,
Are they
do
going to
we
cast kids, or are they going to cut that part out?
I'm betting there will be a narrator that will cover all of that, and then it'll go right to opening
They have had kids in the show before.
at Disneyland.
At California Adventure, the very first show in the
Steps
Hyperion
in Time.
Theater
Steps in Time.
had
Yeah,
kids.
but I think it's a different day and age. They also had 16-year-old princesses back then.
Feeling.
I just had this flash in my head of, weary travelers, on your way to Arendelle, are you? Perhaps you think that's
But I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe that's even where the new song comes in, and maybe Kristoff is the narrator. I don't
You know,
know.
it'd be really cool if the genie narrated.
Too soon. That's just.
I know it would be cool. He would be like, "I'm going to tell you another story," and
I got kicked out of my story, so here's
no,
another
I think
one
that
about.
would be awesome.
It's
But
time
I
for
bet
my
the
last
fans would
wish.
love
Sure
it.
thing, my wedding present to you. Genie, I wish for a Frozen musical.
They're gonna do something like that.
Last
with
Day.
Last
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be some kind of cameo of something,
They'll put a prop
some
in
kind
the
of
new
throwback
show.
to Aladdin.
I'm sure there'll be a prop or something. Maybe it's a lamp.
Maybe.
I mean, that would be the
easiest,
obvious one.
Maybe it's at Oakland's.
The lamp, a
Instead of
carpet.
I want to see like a big cast take this on.
So
and have
let's
fun.
try to go to something else more controversial then, because this really ended up not being that controversial at all. Mary Poppins is being rebooted.
It's yeah, I guess. Like it's a
Getting
sequel.
kicked. It's not a sequel. They're flat out saying it's not a sequel. It's a standalone reboot that takes place 20 years after the original film.
How is that a standalone reboot
I don't know.
after? That's a sequel.
That's what I would call
It
it,
happens
but
after. Right? Am I wrong in thinking that? I
It's
don't know.
the it's the
call it a
same
sequel.
it's the same thing if somebody says you're not fired, we're just doing layoffs. Like the end result is the same here. Like
We're downsizing.
yeah.
You're separating.
It's one
but
of
they
those, like,
flat
it's
out
not a
say
sequel.
it's not being developed as a sequel. So to me, that just means they're not using any of the character traits
It's not
and the
sharing
established
continuity.
story. Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're trying to create a standalone story with characters that they can build from the ground up, probably from the books more than the previous
so it's not
movie.
Mary Poppins.
It's Mary Poppins, but
none
not
of the
Disney's Mary
characters.
Poppins.
Mary Poppins is from a book series,
Right.
And she was like a continuing character, so I think it's based on the book.
By the way,
version. I
Who
don't know.
produced Saving Mr. Banks? Just saying. What company made this movie?
Disney.
This isn't a trick question. I'm asking.
Did Disney do it?
Right?
Is
Everybody
right?
agree Disney?
Yeah.
I read a very prominent website yesterday that gave attribution to Universal. And I almost sent them a note, but I didn't.
Wait. I've met you.
I know.
You send a note when your coffee comes to your table cold. Why are you suddenly not sending notes? Send a note. Send a note right now.
I have
Read
to
it out
find the
loud.
site again. But
We'll help you.
No, it's okay.
We'll do a Mad Lib. We need a
So
break.
it's being directed by Rob Marshall, who directed Into the Woods. It's basically the same production team as Into the Woods. What are your thoughts?
Again, if this were the first like reboot of an old concept, then maybe I would be more open to it. But I think it's 12th or 13th that they've announced in the last year or two.
Well, at least, yeah.
And I can't get excited about any of these anymore. And I can no longer see them for individual products and consider if they might be good or not, because I just see them as a group and I don't.
So vetoed. What do you think?
I don't know. Because I'm optimistic with the remakes, and I saw one of my friends said if Richard Sherman approves of it, then I would approve of it, and I think that would be a good guideline to go on.
And he does.
Yeah, I'm sure that's good. Probably Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews would make cameos, at least. I can't imagine they would, not ask them to be somewhere.
I feel like Dick Van
hiding.
Dyke would and Julie Andrews wouldn't, but...
Yeah, but,
She could be
I'm
the
sure
bird
there will
lady.
be some fun stuff.
Read the backstory of the bird lady in the original Mary Poppins stuff. Like that comes from a real place there. There's a thing.
I have a sinking feeling in my stomach about it. I don't know. I've said this before. I'm really hoping that it's good, because I have the worst fears about it just completely crushing my soul.
Maybe it'll
I
be...
love Mary Poppins so much, and
I think it's a very high bar to even attempt to reach, and it'll be a very interesting... we're gonna know... I think they're gonna have to tread very carefully, because they could literally alienate an entire 4 generations of Disney fans with the first teaser, if they do it wrong. I think of all the ones that they've rebooted, this is the one that's most dangerous.
Question, the majority of the ones that they are rebooting and making live action or whatever, are they all from the early generation of Disney films?
There are a lot of the Renaissance. They're doing Beauty and the Beast. They're doing Mulan.
As I say, they're kind of hitting everything at this point, except for the last 10 years so far.
Yeah.
They're kind of cutting it off in the 90s, but who's to say? Disneyland, moving back over, they've announced their holiday lineup for entertainment. This year things will be a little bit different. They're going to have Christmas Fantasy Parade during the day, Paint the Night at night, and No Believe in Holiday Magic. It will be Disneyland Forever for the fireworks. And then over in Disney California Adventure, they're going to have both World of Color Celebrate and World of Color Winter Dreams. However, that's going to work. Santa is moving to Critter Country. Viva Navidad will return, and the Buena Vista Street Community Choir will return, along with Olaf Snowfest.
Community bell ringers.
Yeah.
Not choir.
Okay.
Belfast, isn't that just?
I'm going to
down the
get
freeway a
corrected
little
on
bit?
Twitter in 15 seconds anyway, so it's okay.
Hashtag Geeks Corner. Yeah,
We're in the store, maybe?
On Splash Mountain.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great.
That's your photo. He gets to ride with you.
So what do you guys think of Christmas this way? I mean, it's kind of what they're doing for Halloween too, where it's a homogenized Disneyland 60 meets whatever holiday.
I think it's a good mix-up. I was wondering if they were going to have to boot out one of the parades. I didn't imagine that it would be Paint the Night.
Yeah, I think they're going to stick with that.
But I think it'd be cool.
You like
but
it?
The crowds are going to want to hit everything.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be a split in crowds of the two parades. You're going to have to get there way early.
Well, and think of how crazy the Christmas parade is already, and then now you're also going to have Paint the Night. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll go watch parades very much. But
Great time to go on rides.
yeah, it's a good time to go watch
Haunted Mansion Holiday.
the bell ringers. We'll go watch the bell ringers.
Although it's weird for me.
There's a bunch of dinglings.
Is
Yeah.
I like the Christmas parade, but I don't like daytime Christmas parade. I prefer nighttime.
I do too, but it's
Right.
easier to take pictures during the day.
Right, true, but we lose the aspect of nighttime parade.
I'm going to miss that. Yeah, I agree with you.
Do they know? Did they announce what times? Because I bet they could still have the Christmas parade.
I think it'll be earlier
later.
than that. I don't see it right off the top of my head, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
I don't think they'll want to do hour and a half, 2 hour turnarounds on that.
Yeah, I think it'll be during the day.
That's true.
I'm betting we'll see something very similar to Candlelight Weekends, where it'll be kind of an early afternoon, mid-afternoon parade, those two, and then they'll have a break, and then the evening parades. That's my hunch.
Did I see an actual picture or Photoshop picture? But I thought I saw that the Star Wars launch bay is coming out in like December of 2015.
There was something in Florida, and, and
that
I skipped that because it wasn't from us.
Okay. It flashed by on my Facebook.
Yeah, that's okay.
So,
Dapper Day is this weekend. It's on Friday.
Yes.
And Friday they're having a thing where you can be dapper all day in the park. And then in the evening they're having a party at Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen. If you get tickets, it's $15 ahead of time, $20 at the door. And this year they're doing something kind of fun where they're having a car show at the Disneyland Hotel parking lot.
I saw that.
And that's free. So you can just go show and take pictures with cars.
And the expo's still happening, right?
And the expo is on Friday and Saturday. And there's one other thing too I'm forgetting. I did that without notes.
And you can
Charles Phoenix. Charles Phoenix is doing a slideshow at 12 noon at AMC Theaters Downtown Disney on Saturday. And you can buy tickets on a link at dapperday.com. Are you participating in Dapper Day this year? Because you're a resident Dapper.
I know. I'm only going on Saturday though. Wow. I know.
Who are you?
I know. It's the first Dapper Day that
you're missing completely.
That I'm missing completely.
Well, hey, it's Dapper Day, not Dapper Days. Is
well,
it Dapper Days?
It's evolving
it's changing.
Yeah,
I personally like
so
the spring
popular.
one better though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the weekend one is a lot better. It's also cooler in the spring because it rains. And it's supposed to be like 90 this weekend.
Yeah, no fun.
We're going because Tim Gill is playing Saturday. So.
That'll be fun.
I'd rather go swing dancing.
And Tim Gill will be playing. Yeah, who cares about Dapper Day? Go watch Tim Gill. He's dapper.
Dapper Day is every day.
Yeah, and he's got a great album. I reviewed it and gave it very high marks, right? I think I did. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Okay. He's like, I thought I did. I liked it. Yeah, that's fun. I almost want to go see for that. Jungle Book released its first trailer today. We've all watched it. What'd you think? Very quickly.
We keep starting with me. Start over there. I want to go.
I was doing ladies first. Go ahead.
I thought it sounded creepy. We were all commenting about Scarlett Johansson's voice and how she's like raspy and Black Widow-y, but not.
But really, does she ever not sound like Black Widow?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Like, she sounds the same to me and everything, so.
Well, if you think about the roles that she usually gets cast in, they're kind of the same. Like, she plays...
So she does always sound the same.
Not in real life.
What's this real life? She's an actress. She's in movies.
Haley, what do you think of the teaser trailer thing?
I mean, it did seem creepy, but I do feel like her voice is very distinct, too. So I'm sure, like, when we watch the whole movie, hopefully it won't be as obvious. Hopefully. But for now, it started talking. I'm like, there she is. There's Scarlett Johansson.
Well, we kind of figured it was supposed to be the scene where she's hypnotizing Mowgli, right?
It looks like it.
Yeah, so that would be
I really wanted to hear Baloo,
specific.
not her.
That would be a very specific tone of voice if you're trying to hypnotize somebody. So I'm hoping she doesn't sound like that the whole movie.
Or maybe she's just not that big of a role in the whole movie.
I mean, she was the last name listed on
True.
second to last.
True.
So.
But maybe that's just because she's that big of a star.
She's ScarJo.
What do you think?
For me, it's more the couple of seconds that showed the snake talking, because most of it's just hearing her kind of narrating over generic stock footage of the film, and then
which was really good, didn't you think?
It
for it being as digital as it is, like I was really impressed. Say it again.
It's like Life of Pi.
It was like Life of Pi, but better.
Seeing the snake speak with her voice, and of course, I mean, it's clearly Scarlett Johansson. Like, we could pick it out of a crowd. I didn't believe the snake talking, and I know like trailers never have.
So there's a disconnect.
There's a disconnect.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like that looks too digital of a snake, or if it was I can tell these aren't.
And that was the one thing that really
like,
did look digital to me.
Yeah, so I'm hoping the final edit has better effects than what we're seeing in the trailer, and it usually does, but the write-up underneath says that it seamlessly blends live action and digital, and that's not what I'm witnessing with my eyes. So I want it to live up to what
everything
they're
you saw
claiming.
was digital except for however you want to say his name.
I'm actually wondering
Probably.
if the kid was digital too. In some of the scenes, like
It's possible.
a lot of times they use CG to
Make a move or
add to the thing that's happening in reality. So,
Do you think adding to it that there's a gender reversal of the snake? Do you
not
think
necessarily.
that could be it too?
No, because I've had I've always wanted to hear a female Audrey too, so I've had thoughts like that. So my brain is ready to think about it. Like, go home and imagine Little Shop with a female Audrey too.
Why don't you just record that for us? That'd be fine.
I need to find a female Audrey too. But I mean, I'm willing to accept that, but I think it's more that it's such a celebrity voice, and it's not like, oh, the snake is female and I'm used to it being male. It's like, that snake is Scarlett Johansson.
And
True.
that's the problem with having celebrity voices, is sometimes you get caught up on the celebrity instead of the character, which is why, sometimes it's great to have character voices. You look at the old Disney movies, and yes, you had the same character voices come up over and over again, but you believed it because really you didn't have a face to put with that voice. It was just like, oh, well, this person so and so and so and so, and it was safer that way.
Like, I don't want to be distracted during the movie because I'm like thinking like.
Well, and I was sitting there wanting to hear.
Yeah.
That's Garfield.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know, because what if we walk out of the theater thinking of Ghostbuster lines because we hear Bill Murray for an hour and a half?
There could be worse things.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it would be bad for the movie.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to walk out of one movie thinking about another movie. And we might be thinking about, like, 6 other movies, because we'll be thinking about Avengers, we'll be thinking about every Christopher Walken
Thinking
creeper
about
show.
Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah, here you go.
2?
All of them?
Yes.
Which one
Avengers.
had the Mandarin?
Yeah.
3.
That's
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley.
That was 3.
3.
3? Okay.
Yep, and
Idris Elba, I know the name and I can't think of who he's played or what movie that
Thor.
is.
he's
in the
Thor.
office.
He's
He's Heimdall?
is that his name? Yeah.
The guardian of the.
Got
He's
it.
like he's the guy at the door,
Yes.
gatekeeper
I
dude.
keep seeing him pop up and stuff. I'm like, I love that guy. I forget what he's in.
But
every time.
That's a really good segue. I reviewed Avengers: Age of Ultron Disney Movies Anywhere version. Definitely liked it, and the bonus features were actually worth watching. So I thought I should get a hat tip because most of the time I feel like a lot of them are a waste.
So give it a hat tip. There you go.
You're welcome.
You're wearing a hat. Don't say the words and don't do the thing.
So the last thing we're going to talk about tonight is a fun idea that Annie and I came up with. It was more yours than mine, but she's like, what? It wasn't me.
Surprise! Welcome to the show. Here's the thing we're throwing at you.
No, you know about this. We
Yes, I
talked
do.
about it. Okay, so we're going to have a wall of fame on Geeks Corner, we decided, and it's going to we're going to make it out of caricatures.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to invite different artists to create caricatures of different DAPs Magic team members, and we're going to frame them and we're going to put them on the wall around the wall of Geek, and then
So you'll be able to see those two.
we'll
Then look at the shot,
rotate
like-
them in and out, and it'll be fun. It'll go around the rest of the studio too, and so you're going to do the first one, right?
I am.
And how does it work? You decided. You explained it to me. What are you going to do?
I'm I am going to do a caricature or illustration. I don't know if there's really a distinction between the two. Basically, you're making a character.
One's drawn and one's sketched. Is that right?
Well, usually a caricature is a specific style. If you can't do that, that's okay. Just draw a cartoon version, draw a character version, whatever is your style. We're not asking you to do something completely out of the box and crazy if you don't know how to do that. That's
What about
okay.
like a Picasso version? Does that
That
count?
would actually be really cool.
I think it'd be really cool.
A little bit of Jackson Pollock, splatter paint, good times.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like,
but
what
no.
are you right?
I don't know how we figured out how we're gonna pick them. Maybe you guys should pick who you want me to draw first. That could be a thing.
Twitter right now.
Put it
Hashtag
in
Geeks Corner. We
Twitter.
have like half
Who
a
should
minute
I
left.
start with? Maybe whoever gets the most mentions, or I don't know. Whatever you guys choose.
Probably like the person with the DAPs in the name.
But then nobody else can do that.
Exactly.
I'm on the team.
Okay.
Like it would be cool for somebody else to choose. That's what I think.
I think
so
you can do
whatever,
whoever you want.
Whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
And then when I give you the first illustration, because I'm an illustrator, so that's probably what I'm going to do. you will show everybody, and that
And then
will
we'll
be
put
like
it on
the
the
first
wall.
edition.
And then we'll have a
submission.
digital version of it too, where we'll take pictures of each picture and we'll put it on the website. And,
Yeah.
and
It'd
people
be
will be
a
able to
cool
see them
little
all.
artist blog roll kind of.
Yeah.
Feature you guys.
Yeah, so it's just kind of a way to have fun with it, and then also feature different types of art, because we've always enjoyed art in DAPs, Magic, and Geeks Corner, and we get Haley's lovely art every week, and it will be surrounded by even more crazy and lovely art.
Sometimes we get my lovely art.
Yeah,
I've drawn a quick picture up there before.
I don't know if it was a picture, but
It said a quick
Or
picture.
a funny thing.
yeah,
a
that
funny thing up there.
Anyway, we are running out of time for this week. We're going to skip a couple topics because we just didn't quite make it, but that's okay. There's always next week, and we will look forward to that. But for now, we will see you around the corner.
Geek out.
Bye.